Thank you guys so much for joining us today for this episode of True Crime and Whatnot. I'm your host, Tanya, and in today's episode, we are going to follow some folklore, which is definitely more in the Whatnot category. This one goes with our Florida's first serial killer case. So, please keep in mind that I do have open polls and Q&As on Spotify where we can start some discussion and just, get into more stories and things like that. With that, we are just gonna dive right into this one. The Devil Tree is located in Oak Hammond Park in Port St. Lucie, Florida. This particular tree is set off from the main area of the park on a path between the swings and a canal. This very large oak tree is surrounded in folklore. Supposedly, this is the tree where Gerard Schaefer killed 2 young women back in the 1970s. However, the tree where the bodies of 17-year-old Susan Place and 16-year-old Georgia Jessup were actually found a little over 20 miles from where the tree sits. Both areas have their own stories and lore. So let's start with the one everyone knows of. According to legend, black figures are often seen near the tree at night, with many stories suggesting that they're not all human. There have been reports of rituals being performed by men in hooded robes that had been wandering the nearby woods. There are also claims of people made of smoke, also known to the majority of the ghost hunting community as shadow people. Now, if we skip through the woods about 20 miles, we come across the tree where Gerard Schaefer kidnapped 2 young women. If you listened to the Florida episode, then you know that he terrorized those poor girls right up until he got a call to come back to the police station. For those of you that didn't know, he was a police officer. The girls were able to escape after he left, which would end up being his demise. He claimed he was just trying to scare them away from hitchhiking. The folklore surrounding this tree is plentiful. Several reports of people seeing bodies hanging from the branches and whimpers and screams of what sounds to be young women in the public restroom nearby. Supposedly, if you touch this tree, The world seems to slow to a stop, with all the wildlife and noise just disappearing like you're in a bubble. There have been those who have tried to cut it down. Don't do that. It doesn't like it. Indestructible saws have broken when trying to cut it down. It has caught fire a couple times. It still stands. Odd marks would show up on the bark or where the bark had been. Those odd marks appear to be in the shapes of monsters and demons. If you're thinking of taking a piece of the tree as a souvenir, don't recommend that either. Some believe that by taking a piece of the tree with you, you then bring bad luck and karma to yourself. There have been tales of people taking a piece and then being in catastrophic accidents once they get on the main road. So if you are the slightest bit superstitious, don't touch the tree. Don't take anything from it. You know what? Just stay away from the tree altogether. If you're superstitious, let's assume this is not the place for you. Throughout the woods in this same area are the ruins and concrete slabs of homes that have been torn down. Even the Historical Society has no idea when these homes were built or demolished or even who owned them. It is believed, however, that one of these homes was the home of Gerard Schaefer after his family moved to Florida. There is some speculation that it's the same home most of the evidence against him came from. However, I do believe that home is still standing and in a different part of the city. Some find it very strange that while the rest of Port St. Lucie has flourished since it was created, this particular area has always failed. At one point, there was a battle between the town and a religious school that wanted to build in that area. Eventually, the school lost the bid and was built nearby. That school itself has had several sexual and physical abuse accusations, which has only added to the growing interest in the folklore of the area. So, my question is, because I have never been to Florida, does anyone have any stories relating to this? Does anyone know anyone that would have any stories related to this? If so, please reach out. I would love to hear them. I love a good ghost story anytime. Now, I am working on another Whatnot story right now that I hope you guys are going to find interesting. It's been interesting to learn about. but I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. Please keep in mind, Stitcher will be closing and shutting down as of August 29th. So if you follow me on Stitcher, please come follow me on Spotify. On Spotify, this show is very, very close to reaching monetization. So please, guys, like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody that you like this show. It's been fun making it. Till next time, stay true and whatnot. Bye, y'all.